Thank you for joining us for our ABC24 This Week bonus segment. Tennesseans will elect a new governor this year. And voters, well, at least the ones I've seen on social media, want to see a debate, but Republican candidates aren't really letting that happen. And mostly it's because Senator Marsha Blackburn is avoiding questions about debates. She's been called out for lying about sharing the stage with her opponents in various forums across the state. Nashville's News Channel 5 got close with Republican candidates Representative John Rose and Monty Fritz agreeing to a debate, but once Senator Blackburn declined the invitation, Rose dropped out, and then News Channel 5 canceled the whole thing. So let's first start with that. Otis, take it away here, if you will. Do the voters deserve a debate, especially from the Republican gubernatorial candidate?
Absolutely they do. This is a Republican-dominated state. We have had debates in the past, especially when there was no incumbent, as it is this year. There's no incumbent here. Marsha Blackburn, you're not the incumbent here. And so you don't get the right to just duck and dodge here. The public is being disserved by this. Bill Haslam did debates. Bill Lee did debates, including one here in Memphis. And so, yes, the public deserves it. She doesn't want to have to answer any tough questions and be challenged by her opponents. She wants to run out the clock here, and that's what she's doing.
And Tawan, do you think that that is working better in her favor to wait it out and not debate as far as where the voters are concerned? Is this going to maybe have some backlash for her?
I think they know what they're getting and they're satisfied. And that's unfortunate because I think all citizens deserve an opportunity to hear candidates and where they are on different positions and how they speak to them impromptu and how they address issues that come to them. And you cheat the whole electorate of citizens when you decide, I'm just going to play Monopoly and get out of jail free card and run the board and win. Who does that? You debate even in a high school student government association election. But here, for the governor of Tennessee, the citizens are not pressing these candidates to debate and let us hear the issues, especially when gas prices are out of the wazoo. Everything we eat is something wrong with it. Our roads need attention. Utility bills are skyrocketing. Yes, education needs a leader. We need to know where you are on these issues. But if you let them do this, they will continue to give you anything.
Do you all think that maybe there should be some sort of policy or state law whenever it comes to races where there has to be a debate? Can that even happen? Like, could the governor, or I don't know who would even mandate that, but I mean, should there be though?
But what I would like to see is I would like to see the voters take this very seriously and that to show up in people's votes. Will we see that?
No.
But I think that would be the answer.
Yeah, and Catherine, with your time here, what do you think from what you've read or heard that differentiates Blackburn, Rose, and Fritz? Because they're all Republicans, so like what really makes them different?
Actually, could we pass the question over to someone else?
Sure.
I don't think there's much difference at all. Maybe with Monty Fritz, I'm looking to hear a lot more from him, and I hear you're going to be interviewing him next week. But there's not that much difference between Rose and Blackburn in terms of their political philosophies, their fealty to Donald Trump. Again, Blackburn is the leading candidate here. She has been the leading candidate since the beginning. And while she says I've been talking to Tennesseans every day, no, you haven't. You've been lecturing to Tennesseans and talking at Tennesseans.
That's right.
But you have not been talking to Tennesseans. You have not been put on the indie scrutiny, especially with all the things that have been going on with her lately. She is ignoring that and hoping to run out the clock again.
And if we get these nominees on the Republican and Democratic side, I just really hope that we won't have the same repeat of this and that we can have an honest debate between the Republican and Democratic Vice nominees.
I don't even see that in the general election.
We're going to try to push for it as media, I guess. But let's turn a little bit more along the lines of Senator Marsha Blackburn. Nashville's News Channel 5's Phil Williams has been digging deep, really, into a 2025 Senate ethics investigation into Senator Marsha Blackburn's office. He reported on recordings they obtained from inside her office where a senior and junior staffer allege being pressured to break the law. The article ties that to allegations that Blackburn's federal staffers, who are paid by tax dollars, have been doing campaign work. One of the staffers reportedly mentioned Blackburn's office violating the Hatch Act, which makes it a crime for politicians to use federal staff and federal tax dollars for their campaigns. I really encourage everybody to read this article and watch it as well, because Phil Williams does a really excellent job breaking it all down, and with the sound too. So Tawan, I'll have you open up this one. So a little bit more of an understanding of how much of a violation it could be for what's going on inside her Senate office.
Well, I think this is a serious charge, and the reason she does not want to really address it is because it is serious. But I also wondered, is this her only charge? Because I can remember some other scandals that have occurred with her. And so if I'm a voter, I'm looking at a pattern of your activity. And is the pattern a signal of corruption? So I don't know if it is or not, but I know it's not her only investigation. So to me, it's this one and that one and that one, and everything should not be brushed under the table.
And in another interview with WKRN, she said there was no disciplinary actions and really no merit to documents being released, even though they asked if they could see the correspondence that was involved in that investigation.
I remember something with a drug bill that was.
It might have been a pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, it was a pharmaceutical company. Couldn't get the word out. But I knew I remembered something that tied her. But I'm not one of her voters, but if I was a voter, I would look at all of that background, then make my decision among the three.
Yes. And last point here, Otis, what do you have to make about her not really grabbing this, getting ahead of it and trying to just be transparent? I mean, obviously that seems to be on track with what she's doing right now, but.
Well, transparency and Marsha Blackburn do not go in the same sentence to me very often. She won't release any of the documents from the inquiry that was made about this one. And it really says to me, what can we expect with a Marsha Blackburn gubernatorial administration? Are we going to see more secrecy? Are we going to see more hiding things, not being open and candid with the public? Those are questions that the voters have to ask. And until they need to ask that with their vote. And make a determination here that no, we're tired of secrecy. We see enough of that at the federal level. Let's have some more openness, honesty, transparency, candor with the voters. That is something we are not getting with Marsha Blackburn.
All right. Well, we'll end on that note. So thank you, Otis. Thank you, Tawan. Thank you, Catherine, for being here, especially for this bonus segment. Thank you for watching, and stick with ABC24 for all your political coverage, especially for August 6th, which is the county, general, and state and federal primaries. Thank you for watching.